It is May 23rd, 2020 in this quarantine. How you guys doing? Last time on Elite Profiles, I talked about Imani Bates, who is billed at 6'8", long and slender, 220 pounds. He's looking to project to be a player that's going to be on LeBron and Katie's level, and I'm putting him out now because as a sophomore, he was the Gatorade Player of the Year, and he rose up to being. He's gonna rise up, or he's on pace to rise up to be one of the best basketball players the world has ever seen. So today, I'm gonna get into another really young player who was born in the 2000s. He was born in 2001, actually. He's an NBA prospect from the Illawarra Hawks from Chino Hills, California. I got LaMelo Ball. So my case for LaMelo Ball probably starts to his freshman year. So naturally, if you know the Ball family, and I'm from Los Angeles, so I went to high school in LA, so I was definitely there when the Ball family was there. And I remember that Chino Hills was the big team because Lonzo Ball was just an amazing high school basketball player, the likes of which we'd never seen. And I've seen him play live. That was probably one of the best basketball games I've ever seen. So, Lonzo Ball's already known as a 5-star. I think he was a top 3 player in the country. So by the time he's a senior and his other brother, LiAngelo, is a junior, LaMelo skips his 8th grade year to be a freshman in high school, so all 3 of them can play at the same time, so they can be Showtime Chino Hills, and that's when I saw them when they all played together. And then when that team came together, they went undefeated, and I think they won the national. They definitely won the California. They won CIF champion. I know they won CIF, but I don't know if they won the national championship. But LaMelo Ball was basically he was put in the public eye at that moment, and at that moment we were aware that he was either going to be either as good or close to as good, if not better, than his oldest brother Lonzo. And we even saw he put up, it was 90 something points in a game. I forget. He put up something like that. But then he'd pull up from the half court line, sink the jump shot, and this kid was a freshman that skipped his 8th grade year, and we all knew him. This is one of the few players that we've known since they were a freshman. Even though it was because of Lonzo, people knew who LaMelo was, so he was already in the public eye. His sophomore year, Lonzo goes off to UCLA. It's just him and LiAngelo. They're killing it at Chino Hills, and of course LaMelo's getting a lot taller. He's starting to get a lot better, starting to become a lot more competent with his playing. He's starting to dunk in basketball games. I actually remember this because it was all over Ball's life because they followed the Ball family, and LeVar Ball made a whole he made a whole big deal. Yeah, he became a star, and then the whole family became stars in that whole storm, that whole media storm that was, and the Balls could control it well. LaMelo doing what he was doing, having a great time. They had the same coaches they had when Lonzo was there, so they had a great year, and everyone knew that LaMelo Ball was still an elite player, and he was rated as one of the top sophomores in the country. So junior year comes, LiAngelo gets arrested in China. And there's the whole thing that comes with LaMelo having his own shoe, and by the way, this was after he had committed to UCLA to go to college as a sophomore. He was going to go to UCLA just like his brothers. It was going to be cool. But LiAngelo Ball got caught stealing in China, and this whole situation led to him not being on the team. And then LeVar eventually found a team for both of them to play in Lithuania, and back home, LaMelo, or I guess the Chino Hills coach, Chino Hills got a new coach, and I guess he and LaMelo didn't really get along, so LaMelo went with his brother to go play professionally in Lithuania so that they can sell like LaMelo Ball's signature shoes. And I remember that. I remember that people were actually watching basketball games in Lithuania because LaMelo Ball was playing. That was kind of a weird, odd. That was kind of an odd year. But LaMelo Ball, he was still a star by that point. Many people were aware that LaMelo Ball was still like doing his thing. And then the next year, Lonzo's on the Lakers. and then LaMelo. No, this is all when Lonzo got drafted, and then the next year, LaMelo, as a senior, comes back to the States, tries to play in the JBL, LeVar's league, whatever. He's doing all this, balancing all the drama, and he goes back to another high school, or he goes to another high school that wasn't technically an eligible high school, and they were playing against regular teams, and they were kind of just blowing them out the water. I think it was like Spire Academy, and they had one guy that was like 7'4", but that was a whole team, and LaMelo Ball was still in the public. Like, everyone knew how good LaMelo Ball was, and they were following him. And then this past year, instead of going to college, because he was already making merchandise off of his own image, off of his shoes, he goes to Australia, goes on to average 17 points, 7.6 rebounds, 7 assists, and he eventually goes on to buy some ports of the Illawarra. I don't know if that's true or not. There's some things going on that it is, but that it isn't. But after 1 year playing in Australia, even though he shot 37% from the field, 25% from three, and 72% from the free throw line, he is still considered a top prospect. I think he's still elite because even though he's 18, all the stuff that has happened to him would normally break someone that age. Not break, but it would normally get to them. And LaMelo Ball is still an elite level NBA prospect. He definitely has the size, he has the skill, the vision, the ability to back it up. I think he's a tougher kid than people give him credit for. And once he goes to a team, I think it'll take him some time. I'm guessing he'll probably go to the Knicks. That's my guess, but I can never guess where someone's going to get drafted. But I can tell you that wherever he's going to get drafted, they're going to need to be a little patient, give him like 2 or 3 years, and then this dude is really going to light up. And I think people are going to see how good LaMelo Ball is. And another thing about him is he's the only prospect from this draft that I would consider at this point is really elite. As much as I like... As much as I like all the other players, as much as I like Ant, Ant and I grew up in the same part of Atlanta. I think we went to the same camp together, like, as kids. Like, I think Anthony Edwards could be an all-star level player, but I don't think he changes a franchise. I think LaMelo Ball can change things around for a franchise. He can make a franchise watchable. I think from at this very moment, as the day he steps on that team, or the day he steps on that floor. And I think he definitely deserves to be the number 1 pick come July or whenever the NBA draft is. And no, he should be proud of everything that he's been through. And I think as basketball fans, we all know that if LaMelo Ball's playing at least our team, we're gonna watch it a little to see if LaMelo Ball's playing, and that's kind of what I mean. He brings that star personality. People know who he is. He can handle it really well, and at the same time, he's a really good basketball player. I think that's a recipe for success, and I really wish LaMelo Ball the best. And that's LaMelo Ball. Next, I'll get to probably... Let me see if I can do this math. No, but I'll probably just get to... I guess I'm getting to Erling Braut Haaland, the striker for Borussia Dortmund, and that's what I'm gonna do. Please, but once again, thank you if you took the time to actually listen to this. I hope you enjoy your day.